What is the orthotic insole we most use in the podiatry clinic as an off-the-shelf orthotic insole? Hi guys, it's Ken here, the podiatrist from DocPods and Ergonics, and we just had a question come in asking what is our most popular orthotic insole and which orthotic insole do we most use in the podiatry clinic. And that is a clear winner to the Ergonics Ultrasoft. So this is our one of our oldest orthotic insole designs as well. And the reason we use this one so often is because it's a replacement. It's sort of a stepping stone between no orthotic and a custom-made orthotic. Or if you're having trouble tolerating a custom-made orthotic, we often drop back to this one as a bit of a training orthotic so they can get back into their custom-made orthotics. So it really serves two purposes. So for a foot that's overpronating, or it's got heel pain, arch pain, ball of foot pain, any sort of general mechanical problems, this is our go-to orthotic. And the reason for that is it's got this nice high long arch support. So a majority of foot pains, you've probably heard me say it a lot of times, from when your foot overpronates or rolls towards the inside, the arch collapses. This strains the ligaments, muscles and tendons in the feet. So if we can limit how much our foot overpronates, this will help to limit how much aches and pains and general overuse problems we get in the feet. So that's the first feature of the Ergonics Ultrasoft, is it's got this nice long high arch support and helps to limit overpronation. The next thing is it's made from this really beautifully soft polyurethane foam. I'll try and get it so you can see my finger really going in there quite quick, easily. There's a couple of reasons why we use the soft polyurethane foam, and the first one is it's comfortable. So you can put it under your foot. It's not too hard. It feels fantastic right from the get-go, and it just makes your feet feel like they're walking on a bit of a sponge. So it's not too soft that it will bottom out, and it's not too hard that it'll actually feel really quite aggressive in your arch. The other reason is a mechanical feature is when we cushion your foot, so as we strike the ground, the peak reaction force, so the force that goes back up from the ground pushing back up on your heel, ankle, knee and hip, that peaks at about 4 times your body weight. So it's really quite a considerable force. If we can cushion that, it means that that force is spread out over a greater time, and so the peak force, or the overall amount of force going through your foot, will be less. So this means you get less repetitive overuse strain from the force of your heel hitting the ground, and will make your foot a lot more comfortable. So that's why we usually tend to use the softer off-the-shelf orthotic insole. The other reason we use this is because it's got these further cushioning positions. And the reason why we use the pour-on cushioning positions is because pour-ons are really hard-wearing, but really superior cushioning material. So we put that in the really high pressure areas like the heel and the forefoot. So if you pick up your shoes, and sometimes you can actually see that it's got worn on the back of the outside of the heel, on the forefoot, and then down towards the toe. So we've used the pour-on in these positions because they're the harder wearing areas of the orthotic insoles that we usually use. Now, the reason we don't make the whole thing out of pour-on is because pour-on's heavier than polyurethane. So we use it a little bit sparingly. So we only put it in the heel and forefoot. So that means that it will be really hard wearing and cushioned in all the high impact areas, but then we use the polyurethane where it's not going to wear as much. So it's nice and light. So you'll notice that when you pick these up, they're really quite a light orthotic insole, but then when we put them in the shoe, there's quite a lot of bulk through the arch. And just because we've used a combination of materials, so that the pour-on and the polyurethane affords us the ability to go really quite bulky through the arch, so we get that maximum support when the orthotic insole supports up through that arch, and then we can also get maximum cushioning but minimal weight. So that's the other reason why we like using the Ergonics Ultrasoft. It's got a lateral arch support, so most people realize that we've got this really nice, I'll show you on the foot model, this big arch down the inside. So this is a left foot and this is the inside. So that's the arch down the inside. But if we turn it to the outside, you can see there's this slight little arch down the outside as well. So what we want to do is we want to actually support the arch down the inside, which is the big one. So it's got the big arch support. And then down the outside, we've got this lower, slight little arch support down there. You can just see it in that camera there. About here is where it peaks. So that will help to support your cuboid and your perineals as they wrap around the cuboid there, and just makes your foot more comfortable on the outside, and also adds to cushioning. The other reason we like using this one is because it's nice and thick all the way to the toe. So what that means is it cushions from your heel to your toe really nice and uniformly. So there's not any hard spots or any soft spots. And the manufacturing of this one is, this is injection molded, or it's more injection molded, not compression molded. So the material density will be the same from heel to toe. So that's a big benefit if we're trying to make the foot feel really comfortable. We don't want any really hard spots that you can actually feel underneath your feet. So this will be the most comfortable orthotic insole that we use. In the podiatry clinic, we often add little metatarsal domes and little attachments to do some further wedging to this one, which is a great help. And it's really can be customized by just gluing on attachments by your podiatrist. So if you need a metatarsal dome, your podiatrist will be able to do that for you. So that is the basic roundup of why we use the Ergonix Ultra Soft, and I wear these every single day in my shoes, and they're very comfortable. They last for about 12 months, depending on how much you wear them. If you're on a job site or a work site, you might replace them every 6 months, just because you want to get the maximum support out of your boots and orthotic insoles, because that's the number one tool you're going to use every single day, all day. You're going to use your boots and your feet, so you want to keep these in tip-top order. If you have any questions or any comments about the Ergonix Ultra Soft, we'd love to hear from you, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks.